Hey, what's good? Cake here, and in a series of videos, I'm going to go through and talk about achievements in puzzles and chaos. So we'll talk about what the different achievements are, how you can unlock them, some tips and tricks to make it easier, and what you get for rewards as well, besides just the fun of going through and unlocking them, completing different challenges. So starting with the rewards, if we go to the achievements menu here and click on the chest, we can see that every 2 achievement stars that you unlock, you'll get diamond chests of progressively greater amounts. It starts with 1,000, moving on to 2,000, up to 4,000, so on and so forth. And you can also unlock several avatar picture frames as well. So starting at 50 achievement stars, we're looking at the Stardust Bronze, which gives you 5% to each troop stat. Moving up to 80%, you unlock Moonlight Silver, which doubles that. Troop attack, defense, and HP all plus 10%. And it's worth mentioning these all stack as well. So with each frame that you unlock and activate, it permanently increases your stats by that amount. And finally, we have Radiant Gold, which gives a pretty big bump compared to the last 2 frames. We're looking at 50% to each troop stat. And the frame itself is really cool looking with a nice animated flame effect as well. Now, in terms of stars, each achievement generally grants 1 star. There are a number of secret achievements too that typically grant 4. But generally, when we're looking at unlocking most achievements, you're going to be getting 1 star for each of those. All right, so to make this a little bit easier to go through, I've switched over to my farm where I have fewer achievements unlocked and, more importantly, not very many of the secret achievements unlocked. I'll cover those in a separate video later for no spoilers, but we'll start with the challenger achievements. So I'll go through and talk about each one, share some different tips where applicable as well. But starting here, we have Stronghold Terminator 1. Initiate a rally against level 30 Monster Den and be in the top 1 when you clear it. So you just need to create a Monster Den at level 30 or higher, I believe, and you just need to be the highest damage dealer in that rally. This one will just come naturally as you progress through the game. As soon as you can clear level 30 Monster Dens, you can modify your rally settings so that you only allow other people to join with 1 soldier. And in doing so, you can ensure that nobody else will join and do the maximum damage, and you'll get the achievement. Easy peasy. So next we have Stronghold Terminator number 2. Same thing, just a higher difficulty. You'll eventually get to the point where you can clear a level 40 Monster Den, and you just need to be the top 1 damage dealer in doing so. So just again, need to wait until you can do that. Limit the soldier counts in your rallies for other people, and it will be very easy to complete. Next, we're getting into some of the server-wide and ultimately global-wide events. So first up, we have Battle Provision, where you need to get rank number 1 in any Elemental Seal event. So Elemental Seal alternates every week. It's a series of events, and you have Elemental Seal on non-Ace Lord week, and then on Ace Lord weeks, you have Alliance Trial instead. Similar modes, it's just a puzzle battle where you are attempting to inflict as much damage as possible over as many rounds as you can stay alive. So this one can be pretty tricky to achieve. You need to have a very good lineup, a strong lineup, and it can be very difficult if you aren't one of the stronger players in your realm or server. So this is one, and a number of achievements are like this, where you can sometimes coordinate with top players in your realm. Typically, you want to be at least consistently kind of in the top 5 or 10 players or events. But if you find you're generally not quite able to get rank 1, you can kind of reach out maybe to some other alliances, other top players, and coordinate and ask people to just hold back and allow you to get the top spot. And sometimes that's the push that you need to get over that hump. Similarly, we have Realms Vanguard next, and that's just rank number 1 in the Lich attack. This is an event that takes place every Sunday. You get 5 tries to attack the Lich and do as much damage as you can. So things that you want to do to help increase your damage are purchase Troop Attack up with diamonds from the diamond shop. You want to scout a castle near you. You want to make sure that you're not violating any of your realm's NAP rules. So typically just a dead castle that's not in an alliance is acceptable to scout. And then you also want to make sure that you're doing your Grand March skill as well. There is an item that you can get to that increases your troop size. See this sometimes very rarely in the shops, but otherwise I think it's a reward that you can get for leveling up your dragon periodically as well, but it's very rare, but that can also help boost you up to the top spot if you're consistently close but not quite there. But again, this is one that will really benefit from some communication and partnership with other people in your realm to try to share that top spot. The next 3 are all arena-based and pretty challenging because these are not only server-wide, but it's taking place in your battle division, which is a group of adjacent servers to you. So you just simply need to have a very strong lineup. And with Royal Arena, that's always changing in terms of the meta each time because certain heroes are banned and others are boosted. But you have Royal Arena, Commander Arena, and Apex Arena here for Arena Legend 1, 2, and 3. So again, for Royal Arena, you just need a really strong Royal Arena lineup. Same thing with Commander Arena, very strong troops. And Apex Arena, 3 strong lineups. So all of these are very tricky. And honestly, the easiest way to unlock these would be to just spend a lot of money and become very powerful. Or you can think about some point later in the game when you have the ability to migrate realms, which you need global teleporters for. You could consider migrating to a much younger realm and potentially there be more competitive in each of these 3 events and have a better shot to reach the top 3, or in Apex Arena's case, the top 10. Next, we have Royal Arms Race. So we've gone from server-wide events to battle division, and now we're looking at global events. So Royal Arms Race is particularly challenging because, globally speaking, there are always consistently very strong players spending a lot of money and placing well in these events consistently. But the top 50 is not too difficult to crack. You really just need to save a lot of items to break into the top 50. So what I would recommend is pay close attention to the different Royal Arms Race events, which take place randomly several days a week. Meaning the events themselves are random. They don't follow a set schedule. And pay attention to what people are typically scoring to get into the top 50. And there are all sorts of different Royal Arms Race events, from using different types of enhancement and ascension materials to spending AP, which is the Mesdi portal resource, spending diamonds, all kinds of different things. So you basically, just like with a number of events in the game, it's all about hoarding things, using them on the right day at the right time in the right amounts to be successful. So next we're looking at Ace Lord. We have 2 achievements here to rank top 1% globally and top 0.5% globally. So with Ace Lord, you'll get a feel for this event and for what the typical scores are that you might need to achieve to place where you need to for these 2 achievements. Really easy ways to do it are, once you've reached level 30, you unlock Combat 2 Research. and especially if you have any of the tech sets that reduce resource cost and provide other benefits for research, this can be really lucrative. You can get a ton of points very easily later in Combat 2, and a lot of times that was all I pretty much needed to do for Ace Lord to consistently get in the top 0.5%. But yeah, you do need a lot of speed ups, research or general purpose speed ups to combine with lots of research so that you can kind of fly through that. You need a lot of resources as well. So if that's something that you want to go for, and it hasn't just occurred for you naturally over time, over different Ace Lord events, then definitely stock up on speed ups and resources. And if you can kind of just plow through a bunch of different Combat 2 research, you will be in a good place to get those knocked out. All right, now we have a bunch that are related to non-Ace Lord week. So first we have Hero Day, which is Mondays. Regardless of what week it is, it's always Hero Day on Monday. So you just need to finish in the top 3. Like many of these events, you just need to save a lot of items. So save up a lot of red 5-star hero cards, save up a lot of the 4-star hero cards. If there are events like astrology that go into Monday, try to do them on the Monday to get a lot of hero shards that way. A lot of different events, you just want to try to save the hero items. Don't collect them until Monday if they span over into a Monday. And then it's just a matter of using a ton of hero items in one day to get there. With a lot of these achievements where you have to hit top 3, if you're awake and available at server reset, I highly recommend just waiting until a few minutes before, kind of do the math and see if it's possible for you to land in the top 3, and then just try to get in there right at the end and kind of snipe things and just spend everything you need to right at the last minute and hopefully place where you need to be. Next, we have castle development. So this is the event day where you're doing research and building. So same thing, this is another one where having access to a lot of Combat 2 research will make things easier. It's pretty difficult to build a lot later in the game where progress is so slow. Earlier on in the game, it's a lot easier to get a lot of points from building. But that one's pretty straightforward. Again, you just need a lot of speed ups and resources. Gear upgrades, so gear is the red material, so you're just looking at enhancing, ascending, things like that. Pretty straightforward, just need to save up a lot of red items. You can buy things from the shop on that particular day too to help you out if that's something that you're interested in doing. Draconic Stone and Glory, so here we're just, again, best way to be successful on this event is to save up wishing candles, enough so that you can go all the way through to the very end of the reward spectrum there and unlock the legendary chest. That'll give you a lot of stone chests along the way that you can use, a lot of different shards and or stones that you'll unlock just going through the wishes. You'll go through Dragon City on this particular day that you're aiming for it as well. But that's really the key for this one, is just to save up a bunch of candles, a bunch of stone chests, and just knock them all out right at the end. Dragon and Totem. So Totem is the blue resource, and when we're talking about Dragon, we've got Dragon coins. So Totem, pretty straightforward. Again, save up a lot of blue resources. You can buy a limited amount of Totem from the Sapphire shop. You'll get a lot of points from Dragon coins, so I recommend saving your chests that you get from Monster Dens. Probably to the tune of several hundred of these or more. And when you open those chests, then you get points for the coins that are in them. So that can be very helpful. Next we have Dragon Crystal. This one just frankly sucks. So there's not a great way to be successful at this without spending money on the event day and just buying a lot of Dragon Crystals, which is awful. Finally, Curio. Curio is pretty easy. You get a lot of Curio items as rewards, Curio chests from Alliance Trial. So again, simply just a matter of saving a bunch of those and using them at the appropriate time to place where you need to be with Curio. So that's it for everything in Challenger. Again, I'll cover hidden achievements in their own video separately at the end of this series to avoid any spoilers. But thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it.